What's up, everybody? This is George, and I am the 80s Transformer fan. And today I got like the hottest thing going right now. TOYSRUS exclusive Masterpiece Starscream. First time this mold has come to the States. And standard, well, the current standard packaging for a Masterpiece figure. And bring him a little bit closer. Take a look at the box. Decepticon symbol. He's designated as 07. Decepticon Air Commander Starscream. Side of the box has a bio. I'm gonna pause that. You can read that. And on the box, he's second in command to Megatron, which I got a little beef with because that Shockwave spot, and they recently announced they're gonna do Shockwave, so I'm interested to see what his bio is gonna be like. Back of the box, product shot. Him in jet mode on the stand, and him in jet mode just in flight. Like, why that's necessary, I don't know. Then him in robot form, this not quite transformed, doesn't have the wings down, the flaps down. Side of the box is giant Decepticon logo, and pretty much standard Hasbro, ages 8 and up. Back of the box, and let's keep going. Let's get it unboxed. Take a look at the contents. Open it up. Slide out the clamshell. The instructions are like right on the side. Take the box. I'm gonna set it back here. And there's Starscream and his clamshell. You can see the stand, his missiles. No cardboard insert, I guess, to protect the cone, and instructions, short of stuff. Paper, several pieces of tape, this side, and welcome to the ranks of the US Decepticon releases. Starscream. Here is the jet. I'm gonna take the stand out. Doesn't have a shiny finish that I've seen on other stands. He has the name is like spray painted on or painted on. Decepticon logo looks real nice. Underneath is the stand itself, the pilot, and the clip for the Megatron gun. He comes with his, what are these, like long range missiles? You know, I'm not in the Air Force, I don't know. It comes with his missiles. 4 of them. Close that up, move that out of the way. Bring out Starscream. Obviously, he's packaged in jet mode. Looks very good. Has some little plastic ties on the wings. Guess to keep them from being damaged in shipping, I guess. Looks really good. He looks a little bit brighter than the Takara one. I'm going to bring out the Takara one. I just want to get this guy his own fair tour review before I put him up against Takara's finest. This version, you can see, has the blue nose cone. It's sort of a flat finish. And it doesn't have, like, it's plastic. It's not paint. Take a look at the radar dish while I'm here. Has a real light spray on it. You can almost see through it. Real light spray over the plastic silver. But the cone is unpainted. It's blue plastic, and the tail fins are painted and have like a metallic fleck to them. Same thing with the other blue parts, but his forearms are painted with that blue little fleck, and the hands are just regular blue. Not quite like the nose cone. They're not flat finished like the nose cone, but they're just regular blue. And here he is. Look at him underneath. The Decepticon logos. And this side. I got him like this. We get his landing gear out. Yeah. It's not a modern Transformer unless something pops off, right? Or maybe I'm just heavy-handed. If I can get that back on there, the little door. Worry about that in a second. Well, this is him with his landing gear down. For some reason, he has gray tires. Like, what's up with that? They roll. Let me put them down. Wow, it's got a little bobble to it. It's got a little piece on it from where it came off the sprue. If you can see that right there. Let's scrape that off. See if I can get it to roll better. You can even hear it when I rolled it. Okay, I got that little piece off and rolls a lot better now. It still has a little bit of wobble when he hits that little piece, but it's better. Okay, we're gonna take its pilot. Look at the pilot. I mean, this thing completely lacks any luster, character, or imagination at all. And I'm like, why even include it? You know, I'm always happy to get something a little bit extra, but like, this is like, why? Why even do it? He's all black. He looks like a TIE fighter, probably from Star Wars. Anyway, the cockpit opens. It has one seat in there. It's a pretty good detailed seat. You can see the inside of the cockpit there. And you can place the pilot in there. He's not even like the hologram, or I don't know. I guess. And I'll take a look at his features while he's in this mode. He has the air brake. And it's done in chrome. They call it vac metal. Like, you can, I don't know if you can see it. It's like it's a little translucent. You can see my fingers like almost through it. Like the plastic, it's not as thick or as dark as the Takara one, which I will bring out. I'm not exactly what to call this, but you can lift it up and see the engines, I guess. And I see something a little new. He has an extra paint app right here instead of being all the same gray. The boosters or engines, whatever, they're articulated. You can move them up and down, I guess, when he's making a thruster motion to change direction in the air. Nay close, and the fins, rudders, or whatever they are, they I guess when he's taking off, get lift. You can put them down, which is cool. And these, they fold up. The rear fins. I think that's about it in jet mode. Put that down. Alright, get this guy, take the stand out. It has two different functions. It displays him in jet mode and robot mode, but most of you probably already know that. Just get it to slide in. It's a little tight. You take them, push landing gear back up. And you can clear it, easy to find tab because it's the unpainted part on what later becomes his chest. And there's a little notch right in here. You take the jet and you simply slide it in. And he sits on the display stand basically like that. Oh. And you can put them on your desk, shelf, wherever you want to, and he's sort of kind of taking off. Oh, and the pilot is like, G-force is killing him inside. Like, mine already, a couple times I had to play with the cockpit, and this is right out of the box. You can see where it's not connected too well. You can see a little bit of extra plastic in there too. You can almost see the problem, like right here. A little bit of extra plastic. I'm not gonna mess with it right now. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the toy review. So that is TOYSRUS exclusive Masterpiece Starscream on a display stand. Almost forgot, these also display while he's on the base if you choose to storage, and you know, keeps you from losing them and gives you a little bit of something extra to look at. Also, one more thing, I don't have the gun out right now, but the Megatron gun that comes with Soundwave and Masterpiece, Skywarp, and then MP01, Optimus Prime, comes with a few guys. You clip this into his nose cone, and you can clip the gun onto that, and he holds it underneath like he did on a couple episodes of the cartoon. So that's what this little clip is for. I've already done the transformation on this piece on camera, but I kind of want to do it on camera because I know some jets, some of the parts just fall off everywhere, and I want you to see why I'm doing it if the parts fall off everywhere. So I'm gonna loosen the missiles up. They're supposed to stay on during transformation. Some people take it off to make it easier or less problematic. Fold up the little rudders or whatever they are. And my transformations, like this is my transformation. I'm not sure the book tell you to do it or the instructions, but I just do it the way I know how. So please forgive me and don't kill me in the comments. You know, I loosen up the legs to take some pressure from where it's connected at in other places. Try to slot them out. And there's so many panels and stuff that, like, you don't want to break it at all. Loosen up the hands to give me some room to flip the wings. Bring this around. Bring this around. Kind of get it out of the way. Spread that out. Bring these up. Oh, and look, it came right off. I was putting no pressure whatsoever on it, and that came right off. It snapped on pretty good, and it came off again while I'm trying to turn it. So wow, it snaps on there like it's nice and tight, but I try to flip it over and it's off again. So yeah, that sucks immediately. I kind of held it down that time to bring it around. Come around to this one, pull it out. Just gonna flip it around, no pressure. All right, that one was fine. That one was just fine. Loosen up the legs, slide it out. This one's a little bit tougher. Wow. Feet come down. They swivel around. Maybe I should have swiveled them first, but they swivel around. And boy, the little metallic paint looks real good. The paint looks spot on. Okay, swing up, bring the missiles around, try to get these out of the way. They're supposed to stay on during transformation. I know a lot of people take them off. That's supposed to be one of the gimmicks to this version. Bring the hands out, swivel this arm around, line it up, hands kind of out of my way, open up the chest, swivels down. The paint looks good, it really does. I can't wait to open up my other Starscream and put it side by side, because this paint, just by memory, this paint looks better. Okay, and I'm gonna open up this back panel, the whole panel where the air brake was. Now we're gonna open up the nose cone. You can leave the pilot in for this. Open up the cone, open up the cockpit, fold the cockpit back. Close the canopy. Swivel this down and around. Having a little bit trouble getting this piece to set down all the way. Let's see what's blocking me. Come around to the back. Yeah, I don't see what's blocking me. Yeah, I don't see what's actually blocking me. I'm gonna go ahead and try to use some force. See if I can get it. And the force didn't exactly work. All right, I got it locked in there, but let me just say I had to cut video, and it took me a second to play with the cone to get it through exact and get it in there. But back to the transformation. It has a little tab here. I had to get that out with my fingernails, and it's supposed to plug in the back to keep the wings from flopping all over the place. Same thing on this side. That one snapped in. And here is, oh, and doing the transformation, the head popped off. I've never had that happen. And I'm not above making mistakes, but I've never had that happen. Masterpiece Starscream, he looks fantastic. The paint going on with him, everything is like it's supposed to be. Oh, I left the wings up on purpose, like, you know, you're supposed to transform them down. Looks more cartoon accurate with the little point here, but I left them up on purpose because they got it like that on the box. So that's gonna be my way of distinguishing the TOYSRUS version from the Takara version when I bring it out. But there he is, and like I say, just standalone, he looks great. For some reason, a lot of my jets sort of lean this way, like this one leg is always like, you know, he's not quite upright like this. It's straight up, and then this is, he's like leaning. I don't know. But take a look at Starscream. Turn around from the back, and he has the copyright and stuff like bold and just standing out. Should have been somewhere in the inner thigh or something. And again over here, 2015 Hasbro Tomy, made in China. The Decepticon logos upside down, and they're upside down in this mode. And then it could have been spaced out a little bit more so you can see them a little bit, but they're tucked away back there. Take a look at his face sculpt, and it's very much Starscream. Can't complain about that. The null rays. Done articulation, and this guy, the way everything's sort of in the way, it's kind of hard to really pose him. You know, like when you get to messing with the little wings back here, these little points when you start to move around. And I usually, my Takara one, put these down real quick. I display, because he's Starscream, this makes him look bigger and badder and more in charge. And my Takara one, I always, you know, put the wings out, sort of, I don't know, just like it better like that. But oh, I was just talking about the paint, and I have some gray paint splotch in there. You can see that on top of the leg. So much for the perfect paint. But his arms feels nice and stiff. And I do want to say, with my Grimlock TOYSRUS version, it was very stiff when I first got it. Like, this is straight out of the box. And I've only transformed it a few times. When I would bring it back out, I noticed he would slouch here and there. Joints were loose. And that hasn't happened to my Takara one. I had my Takara one the same amount of time. At least out of the box anyway. So I hope it's not the case with this guy. His fingers, take a look at his hand first. He has the thumb. The thumb is on a little ball joint. It can sit on the top of his hand, the side of his hand. You can move it up, you can move it down to make a fist. He has the one articulated finger. I still don't understand that. If you're not going to get these guys completely articulated fingers because they're a masterpiece, give me interchangeable hands. You know, let me go from the gun holding to the pointing to the power mad hand or something like that. But back to the articulation. The one finger is articulated, and I'm glad it didn't pop out. You can bend it in like that. You can bend it in more to the fist, and then he has the mitten over here where these three fingers are stuck together. They're on one ball joint to themselves right there, and then it bends in the middle of the fingers, I guess. I need to learn my anatomy. Yeah, there it is. It bends, and like it came already balled up in the fist, but there's in fist mode. He rotates at the wrist so he can kind of get that power mad look. And it completely 360s at the wrist. And I'm gonna go to the elbow. It's double jointed via the transformation. You can get it here, you can get it here, you can bring it all the way up. He rotates at the shoulder. It's on a ratchet, a real tight ratchet. A lot of times the chest on these jets pop up when you bring the arms up, but that did not happen this time. A lot of times the chest just pops up. So wow, kudos there. The arm can go out this far, and I believe it without the wing in the way, it will 360. It'll 360 here at the bicep as well, but it will 360 at the shoulder without the wing in the way. You can bring it forward this far. In order to get the gun on top, you got to do the bicep swivel, but the shoulder won't swivel. And he can fire it that way or pretend to fire anyway. So that's pretty much it for the arm articulation. Then before I move to the head, I'm gonna point out, you can see where they cut the mold here and there. It looks a little tacky. Come to the head, these little vents go in and out so he can transform easier. I don't know if they are vents. They look like vents anyway. So his head, it's on a standard ball joint. Again, it popped off. Looks very Starscreamish. Let's see, will it 360? Yeah, you can get it 360. You got to raise it up like that. He can look up that far. He can look down that far. Like most of the robots, you know, when they look down, they're looking dead into their chest. But he can look down to give some different poses. At the waist, I don't think there's no waist articulation. And the legs, this is the bummer with the legs, because they could have made this little piece here flip up so he can get a higher clearance, but that's as far as it'll go. Pulling it up. Oh, and I got some paint in here. Paint splotches in here. Blue in there. And I was just bragging about the paint job. So much for that. He bends at the knee. Oh, he rotates at the upper thigh too. Rotates at the upper thigh. The little foot swivels because of the transformation, and the little, forgot the stabilizers. The engines turn into stabilizers to keep this guy from falling over. I think this was a concept that came when they added the cape and crown to the Takara version, and they keep it from falling back. So I think we literally have the cape and crown to thank for the stabilizers that now I can't get out. Even with the long fingernails I'm rocking. There it is. The stabilizer. In this one, you saw he stood up without him. I didn't have him out before that. So, oh, and his leg can go back. There's a lot of clearance to the back because he doesn't have the little skirt in the front. You can wish he didn't have it. I mean, he don't have the skirt in the back. I wish he didn't have it in the front. You can get his leg all the way right there. He's about to kick off a football. So, and again, when it comes to like trying to handle this guy, like you really have to be careful because he has these points. Like you don't want to break these little pieces off. If you break that off, I mean that ruins everything, and like you just be sick with it. These little points here are there. I mean he's real, I don't know, prickly with those little sharp points. Surprised they didn't have to file them down for, you know, safety regulations or whatever. And there is Hasbro's MP07 Decepticon Air Commander Starscream. Take a look. I'm gonna turn him around so you can see him, and then I'm gonna bring out Takara's version. One more piece of articulation. The legs can go out that far, and you can rotate the little feet to make it look like he's still balancing himself. Okay, here is the Takara version. Came out a few years ago with the cape and the crown, and I'll bring that out as well. I saw a toy review on these guys because I check out toy reviews. I watch toy reviews, and I try not to say the exact same thing the guy said on the other toy review, because you're going to say some of the same things because it's the same toy. But I can tell you, the guy said there's not much of a difference. And I see a few things. Like this guy's head had, I guess it's plastic, or I don't know if it's an overpass. It's plastic. It has a shine to it where this guy has a real flat finish to it. immediately just from the heads. And I'm gonna zoom in. Again, this is Takara, shiny finish. And this is Hasbro. As you can see, the flat finish. It's just not a different color. I guess it's a different color plastic. But the plastic has a more of a matte finish to it. Then we're going to go to the forearms, where these have a metallic paint over. I'm assuming that's paint over the plastic. And these don't. These go all the way down and match the hands. And that's not the case over here. These come down and then the hands are a different unpainted plastic. But the feet, both feet have like a paint over them. And oh, okay, that's different too. The feet, I'll show you the feet. His feet has a darker, more metallic finish to it. And his, they tried to match the hands without the metallic effect to it. And it's not quite as dark. Same thing with the, what is the jet vents on the lower shin. Metallic finish and more of a flat finish to it. So I see those. And also there's a difference in the cockpits. This cockpit, where there's usually cloudier on the translucent parts from Hasbro, this one isn't as cloudy. Actually, it's a little bit more clear. And the surrounding gray here is a lighter paint app than the surrounding gray here and here, and then it's darker there. And inside these, the little engines intakes is darker over here on the Takara version, and noticeably lighter over here. Those are some of my first impressions, and then we're gonna slide in here, take a look at the Decepticon logo, and it's just the purple with nothing underneath it. And over here we have the purple with the metallic finish, sort of looking like the G1 sticker. So those are the first things I noticed without picking them up. So I'm gonna pick them up, and over here, the little painted part on the crotch piece, is that the crotch piece, is a lighter red. It still has the little metallic finish to it. And over here, it's a darker red. It's kind of hard to get these guys close so you can see it. But those are some of the immediate differences. Turn them to the side, take a look at the null rays. I have to focus so you can see it too. Pretty much the same. And the plastic is pretty much identical, but if you can really see it like this, the Hasbro is lighter or thinner. I don't know how to say it. Like, you can kind of see my hands move behind it. Let me see if I can get it a better. Yeah, you can kind of see the fingers a little bit through, and it doesn't have that effect over here. It's thicker. Not a whole lot thicker, but it's a little bit thicker. And I don't know if that means quality or what, or Hasbro figured out a way how to shave some corners. You know, everybody trying to save a buck. And if they can save it in production, they will. I don't see any difference in the screws or anything else. The fingers, the hands are very comparable. So in robot mode, that's pretty much, it's a slight variation in the paint, not a major change. And I kind of like the uniform color, but I do like that little electric fleck blue. I like that. And his forearms. So easy to tell these guys apart. You can't put them in a box and claim it's one. And also, while it's in robot mode, I see there's green on the tip of the wing. For this guy, I guess the little lights in jet mode, and over here it's red on the tip of the wing. And it's weird because like, I'm trying to move it around. I'm looking with my eyes, not through the lens. When I look down at the monitor, when I look down at the camera monitor, it's like, I think the toy is centered, but then when I look down, I see it's like over here. So I apologize for that. And I'm gonna get these guys in jet mode. Nope, wait, before I get them in jet mode. Okay. Hasbro came with a stand, the interchangeable missiles, and the clip that holds Megatron. This guy comes with the cape that expands, the different display options, the shoulder pieces that I guess like are technically supposed to be part of the cape, and the vac metal gold shiny chromed out crown. They should have went all the way and put jewels in it. Anyway, also he comes with a pilot. It's supposed to be like, I think it's cooler. This foot, like he's a hologram because like there's no real guy in the cockpit, and this guy came with the TIE fighter pilot. Take the one on the left. Okay. I think one last thing to take a look at in robot mode are the missiles in the chest. And the Hasbro version has just a little bit of white paint on there, and I believe it follows over the same. Yeah, both of these guys could have been painted better inside the chest, but like that's exactly the same. Both of them have a crappy little paint job. This one has a little paint smudge right here. You can see it. So a couple paint smudges on the Hasbro version, but still, right there, they're the same. Alright, here they are side by side in jet mode, and it's a small difference I want to point out real quick, and you can notice it, you can see it. This landing gear is straight up and down, and this one is like on an angle. This is obviously the Hasbro version, and this is the Takara version. Also, another minor thing, I'm gonna bring them around. This is minor, but I'm pointing it out because it is a toy review, and we're talking about the differences between the two. This nose cone on the Hasbro version is not only pointier, but it sits lower. It's on a lower angle, probably because of how the landing gears line up. Okay, now to the nose cone itself. As you can see, this one is obviously blue, but this one is also blue. It's just painted over. It's like they were going to do it. Like you can see right here where it's coming through, and right here on the hinge where it's coming through. So that technically they both have it. This one's just painted over gray. Why they did that, I don't know. Come around to the front, and the Decepticon logos. This one has the silver underneath or outlining it, making it stand out better. I definitely like that better. I thought I liked this because it looked more cartoony. I had little scratches on mine, but I like this one better. The grays on the back is almost the same. This one is slightly lighter on the Hasbro version, the little gray squares or rectangles, but it's pretty much the same. Yeah, no real major differences in the paint apps in this mode other than what I stated. This is slightly darker. Said that in robot mode than this. This is a little bit lighter. Still has the metallic fleck to it. And the plastic is a little bit lighter on this side and this side. I think it's like thinner. That's what I really think. And everywhere there's like the little gray plastic, like here. It's lighter on the Hasbro version than the Takara version. We went over the pilots, and that's basically it. No major differences, and I'm gonna spoil it before I even get to the end of this review. If you don't have one of these Masterpiece Starscreams and you're collecting Masterpiece Starscreams, you need to get to Toys-R-Us, because this thing is 50 bucks with the coupon and 60 bucks without it, and this is 200, and I don't know of any coupons, but yeah. Let's look again in jet mode, and those little differences I pointed out are the only difference. They didn't even change the striping on a jet or anything. It's the same. All right, let's break this down as which one is the better buy. This guy is right around 200 US dollars. I paid $50 and I think like 68 cents. He priced at $59.99, and they had like a 15% off coupon. You know, you just go on their online site and pull a coupon up on your phone, and they scan it from your phone, and 15% off this guy. So he was under $51, and this guy is $200. Now, when I think Starscream, this is what I think. When I think Starscream, this isn't what I think. I like the stand, but this isn't, you know, it's nice, but I like this more. And it's like, I don't know, as far as the crown and stuff, he's back heavy. The crown back on him. I don't know how much plastic they stretched out to make the cape, but it seemed like I would have preferred the cape and crown. If I can only have one version, I'm going to go with the cape and crown. But for the price, I mean, this guy's $50. He's like a smidge in quality lower than this guy, just a smidge. You know, I've had both parties' parts fall off on me like this way. Well, his head popped off. I've never had one of the guy's head pop off. But good thing it's on the ball joint. It was just fine. Put it back on. But price point, like this guy, he's way overpriced. And I would have never have bought this one if I known we were going to get this one, even with the cape and crown. If I know I can get this for what, 1/4 less than this guy? You know, I mean, he's like under $51, all said and done. Great buy. Cape and crown looks amazing. I love it.
My fellow Decepticons, as your new leader, Megatron, is that you?
So I love the cape and crown thing. It is sweet, it is awesome. He's badass on a shelf like that. But at $50, we have a winner. Hasbro's Toys R Us exclusive Starscream Decepticon Air Commander, even with the little garbage pilot. The stand, but the stand is cool. You know, I wish he had a stand. I think I'm gonna try to find one on eBay for him, just to have it. But the stand is cool. You can also see, I don't have another one out to compare, but you can tell like the cloudiness to this stand. And all the translucent parts is cloudy, except for maybe the canopy on this one. But there you have it. You can only get one. $50. Get to Toys R Us and find you a Starscream. This has been the 80s Transformer fan saying thanks for watching my review, and more coming soon.